officially joined the World Trade Organization, WTO, on the 11th of December 2001, becoming its 143rd member. This milestone followed over 15 years of negotiations, beginning with China's application to the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade, GATE, in 1986. The WTO Ministerial Conference approved China's accession on the 10th of November 2001, and the membership took effect 30 days later, as per WTO procedures. China's entry into the WTO marked a significant step in its integration into the global economy. The accession required China to undertake extensive economic reforms, including reducing tariffs, opening up various sectors to foreign investment, and enhancing transparency in trade practices. These commitments aim to align China's trade policies with international norms and facilitate its participation in the global trading system. Since joining the WTO, China has experienced rapid economic growth and has become a central player in global trade. However, its membership has also been a source of contention, with ongoing debates about compliance with WTO rules and the impact of China's trade practices on other economies. Since joining the World Trade Organization, WTO, on the 11th of December 2001, China has undergone significant economic transformations, emerging as a central player in global trade and reshaping its domestic economy. Economic expansion and trade growth. China's WTO accession catalyzed a period of rapid economic growth. Between 2001 and 2006, the country's economy expanded by 61%, outpacing comparable economies that did not join the WTO during that period. By 2009, China had become the world's largest exporter, surpassing Germany, and its trade with the United States grew from less than $100 billion in 1999 to $558 billion in 2019. Structural reforms and market liberalization. As part of its WTO commitments, China reduced its average tariff levels from 16.4% in 2000 to 9.8% by 2007. The country also undertook significant structural reforms, transitioning from a state-led economy to one that embraced market mechanisms. This included opening up various sectors to foreign investment and reducing trade policy uncertainty, which spurred growth in manufacturing and services. Poverty reduction and living standards. The economic boom following WTO accession contributed to a dramatic reduction in poverty. Between 1990 and 2015, the proportion of the Chinese population living in extreme poverty, defined as living on less than $1.90 a day, fell from 67% to under 1%. This period also saw improvements in living standards and the emergence of a substantial middle class. Challenges and contemporary issues. Despite these achievements, China faces ongoing economic challenges. In the first quarter of 2025, China's economy grew by 5.4%, exceeding expectations due to strong consumption and industrial output. However, analysts caution that recent U.S. tariffs, significantly increased by President Trump, could severely undermine growth in the coming quarters. These tariffs, targeting China's exports with up to 145% duties, have led Beijing to impose 125% retaliatory levies on U.S. goods. Additionally, issues such as a deepening property slump, rising unemployment, and persistent deflationary pressures pose risks to sustained economic growth. Furthermore, China's economic practices have come under scrutiny. The World Trade Organization has accused China of lacking transparency in its industrial subsidy programs, particularly in industries like electric vehicles, semiconductors, and steel. This has heightened fears of a global trade war, with the European Union considering tariffs on Chinese electric vehicle imports and the U.S. imposing high tariffs on key green imports from China. In summary, China's accession to the WTO has been a pivotal factor in its economic ascent, facilitating integration into the global economy and lifting millions out of poverty. However, the nation now navigates complex challenges, including trade tensions, structural economic issues, and calls for greater transparency in its economic practices.
don't forget to hit that subscribe button to show your support.